Hello, welcome to the Bayozzers podcast. This is the first episode of eight chapters, epilogue as well, epilogue behind. And we're going to be talking about Colter, or chapter 1, the snowy one. So, right, Bailey, take it away.
Alright, so, for the people that actually haven't played Red Dead Redemption 2, the chapter takes place, after the events of Blackwater?
So, if you don't know what the events of Blackwater is, it was a money heist on a riverboat, and it basically led to a massacre. So, the gang, the Vanderling gang, had to flee up north into the mountains to get away from the Pinkertons. So, they had to go up there.
Yeah. So, they reached the... So the first time we see Arthur Morgan is when he approached the caravan.
Gang.
Yeah,
the caravan of wagons and sick, tired, cold people of the Vanderling gang.
Yeah, and I think that's the only time that we get to see... what's his face that died right at the beginning?
Davy.
Yeah, Davy.
And that is the only time you can ride a gang member's horse, I think.
I think mid through... Yeah, that was it. I think in chapter 6 you jump onto Dutch's horse, but that isn't really riding it, is it?
Yeah, that's not riding it, but fully riding a horse.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that is actually the first time that you actually ride a horse.
Exactly. Alright, yeah, keep going. So yeah, you ride a horse, which is called Taima, which belongs to your fellow gang member, Charles Smith. Yes, and then basically, yeah, it's a good chapter, so far, you get to start, you see a little cutscene, then you get to play as a guy, and if you played Red Dead 1 before you played Red Dead 2, you'd be a bit angry, where's John Marston, and why am I playing as this cowboy Arthur Morgan? Yeah, alright, Bailey, continue.
I mean, for me, I played Red Dead Redemption 2 before Red Dead 1, which I think made the story a lot better, because then I didn't really think of Arthur Morgan being a dumb cowboy. So
I didn't either, but yeah, I played it, I played Red Dead 2 first.
And then, because of Red Dead 2, even though Red Dead 1 has really bad graphics, the story is it is top tier. Yeah,
and if you play Red Dead 2 before Red Dead 1, you get I know you haven't played the first one then, but what would happen is if you play Red Dead 2 then go on to Red Dead 1, you would have a better overall viewing of the story, as it will be in timeline order.
I mean, for me, starting Red Dead 2 was better before Red Dead 1, because there's the entire map of Red Dead 2, and then I didn't even realise this, but I went down to New Austin and I was blown away because there was all of that down there, and I didn't even realise what it was until Red Dead 1. So yeah, they all reach the a little
mining town.
Yeah, it's an abandoned mining town. They all sort of unpack, and then I think it's
find houses, start from fires. Yeah.
From there, you actually get to realise who the members are,
and how their struggle is, and
you get to realise that Dutch is the leader, Pearson's the camp cook, and Grimshaw's the sort of order person.
Leader, mostly, the orderly, commander, you could say.
Yeah, very, very bossy.
Yeah, first mission though. So he's talked about you see Arthur Morgan, then you have to, which is a bit boring, but you have to ride out for a little bit. You just have to ride your horse.
More of a sort of tutorial on the shooting and the riding.
Yeah, but the first one you meet Micah.
That's what we really have to say about Micah. I mean,
yeah, he seems nice, genuine person. Oh, whoopsies. Yeah, but genuine person. And I'm just gonna get a drink. Yeah, he seems a nice genuine person, and basically you can see like a nice house, you know.
Well, no, because Micah said that there was like a party going on in a house nearby, didn't he? So then,
Yeah. And then you see a nice house, and then they go there, and Dutch goes in, and he says like, "It's better if I go alone." So you're. And then he says like, "You need to hide in like a cattle shed," and Micah hides behind a wagon.
yeah, and then
Yeah.
whilst Dutch is talking to the people in the house, Micah looks in the
They
wagon. Yeah,
Yeah, and then basically you catch on, and then if you don't shoot them straight away, they'll say, wait a minute, friend, come here." And they'll be like, "It's Dutch Vanderland," and they'll try to shoot Dutch. And
yeah,
that's the first encounter of O'Driscoll's, which is the enemy gang.
and it's definitely not the last because they
Yeah.
were there throughout the entirety of to chapter 6, really, wasn't it? When Com died,
Yeah.
and even after that, they were still there. So you know, they were doing
Even
better than
after
the
that, they
Vanderlyn gang.
weren't there at all.
Hmm.
After chapter 6, they weren't there.
Yeah, they were in the epilogue. You could go to like camps and hideouts and stuff.
Yeah,
There's
but
not a
that was
lot of
like
them
their
though.
last chance. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
like their
yeah.
last stand.
They're only really found in the Heartlands after that, really.
Yeah. 6 Point Cabin.
In like
Yeah.
Valentine sometimes, just
Oh,
random
yeah.
ambushes and stuff.
Yeah, stuff like that.
So yeah, and I think the first mission really is just learning, like, because when Dutch tells Arthur to go search what's it called?
Barn.
Yeah, the barn. Some guy jumps him, and then you get to realize you learn the like melee controls, like punching, blocking, stuff like that.
Yeah.
What's really cool, I actually found this out. Well, no, I didn't find this out. What I really like about Red Dead is that your hat can fall off.
Yeah.
It's really subtle, but like it makes it a whole lot more realistic. So yeah, it can be annoying sometimes though.
Yeah. Yeah, and then not much happens. Oh yeah, Micah basically goes into the cellar and finds like basically earlier we said like Micah found a body in the wagon. You find the widow, the now widow of the body in the wagons was like wife, called Sadie Adler, and she just seems like a widow with nothing really, just a widow really. And
Yeah, that
then
was captured by the O'Driscolls.
yeah,
It's
that's
quite
really
sad,
it.
really.
And she doesn't seem much normal person, but like as you progress through chapter two she doesn't really do anything. 3, and then past 3 she's a very important role to the storyline.
Towards, I think, the second mission in chapter 3 is, um, yeah,
Where she really peaks.
yeah, like you actually get to realize how much of like a good fighter she actually is.
Yes, and then basically that's it. And then you get the choice between Bill's mission, which is called Old Friends, and you get the choice between Pearson's mission. You have to go hunting for Pearson. Now we'll talk about that Pearson one. It's very good because you go out with a guy called Charles. You like go out with your horses and go try and hunt. And Charles tells you about his backstory, where he comes from an Indian mother and a black father, and he's saying like their gang's really nice to them for him coming from, and also him coming from that background.
Yeah,
Not many people would be nice to him. And he just kind of says like stuff about him. And you hunt the deers, you get it back. Yeah, it's
and
really
I
all the
think
mission.
it's when you're riding with Charles, you get to know that I think John and Arthur were in the Vanderlyn gang since they were like 13 or something.
Yeah, and like he said like how long, like Charles said, no, Arthur says like, what have you been with us, 6 months now, he says, and then Charles said like how long have you been with them? And he says like 20 years, something like that. So
Yeah.
you could just see, and you can see Arthur throughout the game say, like, in one part he says, the only thing that really matters to me is this gang, like loyalty and stuff. And you could tell that, like, most people in the Wild West, they would not stick with a gang. They would probably, most people in the like Wild West, I think they'd like rat on their gang and like get some money out of it and leave and find a new gang. But you can see how Arthur really does care about the gang.
Well, what's different about the Vanderlyn gang to most of the gangs in Red Dead? Because
Because they know all their people. Yeah.
and they respect their people. Like that, they literally went off to go kill the Braithwaite woman just to find Jack, which
Exactly.
shows that how much they actually care for their people.
And if you look at gangs like the O'Driscolls, for a say, half of them, Colm, who's the leader, would not know.
Yeah.
Because he just goes, if like it says in one mission, like in Old Friends, you can say like how Colm doesn't know half his men. If you can kill people without thinking, and you can ride a horse and shoot, you're in, basically. Yeah. And the thing is, if you build a friendship with your like gang members, like Dutch did, you're gonna have loyal members. But with the O'Driscolls, they would not be as loyal as like Bill or Javier or Charles, because Colm would not treat them right. But Dutch is like a father, like a teacher, like a yeah.
I mean, yeah, he's literally like the father of the gang, really, and so is Hosea.
Yeah.
So yeah, where have we got to? We got to where...
Oh yeah, we forgot Pursued by a Memory, which is where you go after John Marston.
Oh yeah, that one.
Like, to save him, and you go up and you kind of just get to learn a bit more about the Blackwater, like, massacre ferry job.
I mean, that mission was like really exciting for most people who play Red Dead, because they're like, oh my god, it's John Marston. Finally, after like what, 3 missions, he's finally actually in the game.
2 missions, actually.
Well, yeah, well, no, 3, because there's Outlaws. There's the first one, Pearson mission, and then there's
no. It's not. You do the first one, then you straight away go into Pursued by a Memory.
Oh, do you?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
I've only known because I've recently restarted the game.
Well, yeah, well, that's probably why you know them.
Yeah.
I think it is straight after you've done both of the missions.
It's not. It's straight after.
No. I'm talking about the train one.
The train one, no. You get after you've done the 2 start ones. You can either pick between Pearson's or Bill's.
Yeah.
No, yeah, but after you've done both
of
them, yeah. Bill's really all you gotta know is you get a rifle and you go after some O'Driscolls.
Honestly, that's a fun mission, to be honest.
Fun for like the 2 missions. The missions you've done is ride, shoot people, get a horse, go.
Yeah.
Then you've hunted.
It's a bit different.
Lovely, and it's really lovely to see like a bit of like killing, bit of bloodshed.
Because it's by that point that the game starts to get a little bit,
action-packed.
Yeah.
And then you have a train robbery, and then this is like the gang's kind of first kind of learning of Leviticus Cornwall, and how basically Dutch is more pissed who he kills and stuff, and Dutch has a reason for killing people, and Cornwall just like is like a tornado or like a hurricane or like a thunderstorm, just goes in it, anything its path gets destroyed.
Yeah. So I think in that mission, the mission before that, they find out about the train robbery. I think because Mike and Luke's that guy. Yeah.
Yeah,
Micah
and you
loots that
find the
guy. He
dynamite.
gets the map of where the train is, and then you find some dynamite, which can't really be trusted in
Yeah,
Bill's hands.
And then Lenny says in the train robbery that this is why they brought all these boys up here, because big train, big company, like big money.
And it's Cornwall, so
Yeah, but they didn't know who Cornwall was at the time.
I think the first time they actually get to know who they're actually robbing is that mission where you and Dutch are in the saloon, and then
Yeah, no,
yeah,
no, it's the mission where you and John go to get sheep to like steal and then sell, and then you go into the saloon with Dutch and drink, and
that's what
then
I was saying.
I know, but you didn't say the John bit.
Well, yeah, but was that really important?
Exactly, it was. That's the mission.
All right,
That's a
fine.
whole different chapter.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We all we ought to be sticking to chapter 1, to be honest. Um,
Yeah.
so what have we got up to? We got to the train bit. Okay, yeah. So
Then it's eastward bound.
eastward bound. So basically, when they get back from the train robbery, they got some bonds out of it, which they can't really sell at the moment because they'd be like quite, they're
Hot.
yeah, they'd be wanted. So they had to wait like
And then basically, now, like if you in the hunting mission, they say like we ain't going anywhere. The wagons are snowed in. So then the wagons have been like got out. They're ready to pack up, get down like better, warmer, less snowy country.
yeah, and they were deciding to either go west or east, but
They wanted to go
yeah,
west, didn't they?
but like
But
they couldn't really from all the stuff they have in the Blackwater, so they had to move east towards Valentine, wasn't it?
yeah, Horseshoe Overlook.
Yeah, but that's a whole different
That's
thing.
chapter. That's next Monday.
Yeah, that's the next Monday thing. So that's pretty much the story of Colter, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
What do you think could have like made the chapter a lot better? Really, like
I think what could have happened was maybe I think someone, I think they should introduce someone like, like Kieran. Oh, we've got Kieran.
oh
Kieran in
yeah,
Bill's
Kieran.
mission is in O'Driscoll they find. I think someone like could have I think someone could have found something cool, like I don't know, like a big city bank or something, and they find something that like then kind of clues up to something bigger later on in the game, something like that, like horse races, champion horse, and they could like say we could sell them or something, find something to do with or something like that.
That's actually quite a good idea. I mean, I feel like they would be put off from that though because of what happens when they stole the Braithwaite horses. Because
But they
they
haven't
stole
done that
them.
yet.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I'm just being a bit
So
dumber.
they'd find like they would find like maybe like a jockey, right, who's going to like sell some, get some like horses for the horse race, and they could be like the fastest horses in the world or something.
Yeah.
So, and you could steal them and sell them off and get loads of money.
Or like it would be like a sort of thing like it could either be that or like a auction going on in Saint Denis, and then like the gang sort of rig
Keep
the
that, and
auction
then
or
when they
something.
get to like different chapters,
Well, yeah, it will sort of be like the state bonds, won't it? They would have to wait a while because they're hot.
yeah. But like, yeah. All right,
No
what
one,
else we
no
got?
one really died in Coulter, did they?
No one who we really cared about or knew, because Davy, who died, we didn't know who that was.
Yeah, yeah.
He wasn't in one. He wasn't like there was no recognition of him in one.
I mean, yeah, he was just a bit of like a I don't know. I mean, there's no reason to really have him in, but it's something, really, isn't it? So, out of chapter 1, I'm going to say this every episode. Who do you think should have died in chapter 1? Like, who would be the
Should
most
have died.
realistic death? Yeah.
Realistic death.
Yeah.
I don't know. Realistic death for someone, but it couldn't happen. John, but it couldn't be because he goes on to he has a second game, which is set after. But I saw John be have his guts torn out by the wolves in the first mission.
It would be realistic, but it wouldn't make sense at all.
Exactly. But that's the realistic death.
Yeah. I feel like the most realistic death would probably be Hosea. Now, hear me out for this one.
Yeah, keep going.
Old people, really cold weather, doesn't really work out,
Although I have a good one. Pearson. Pearson goes out hunting a little bit and gets gutted by wolves.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if anyone's gonna get gutted by wolves while hunting, it'll be Charles.
I don't think it would be. Charles would be Charles would have his wits about him.
Yeah, I know, but no one else really goes hunting other than Arthur, and Arthur can't really die in the first chapter.
Yeah, I think Piers would hear a noise and he'd be all brilliant, go out. And
Yeah,
it's
I feel like his ego would get too ahead of himself. Oh, it's just a deer. I can go get that, and then he gets torn to shreds by wolves.
Yeah, do you want to leave it there?
I feel like we leave it there for this Monday.
Yeah, all right. Stay tuned for the next Monday.
Even though it is a Monday today, but still.
I know, but this is we had an idea today, and we'll do it. We'll put it back to Monday.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Make sure you stay tuned. Yeah. Goodbye.